If I may.
Can I say what my room, what my goal for a room is?
You can, but then I want to immediately after that comment get to the topic of the room, and if we can't get on topic, I'll just go ahead and fucking end the room. Maybe this is just not the night that people want to have a conversation.
No, I want to ease into the topic of the room too. My goal for a room is to get as many black men 18 to 55 on the stage as possible, and then to get as many black women of the same age group and other people into the listening area. And the reason is because this is how we helped to win the election in a couple months ago. And I think that Elon tapped into a very different part of the America First or the electorate in general. And now we have this group of people that Elon helped to construct. Maybe he was like 30% of it, but he had a big part in it for this new group of people that tend to vote Republican, I guess, for now. But it was never like that before. The people that I'm meeting are completely different than anyone that I would have seen in this side of the aisle over the last 25 years in interested in politics. So now we have groups of people that you would expect to hate this side of the aisle that are now part of it, and talk about divergent. There's so many different weird ideologies, and now the Republican Party is kind of struggling to pick one. And I just thought it's interesting.
I have a question. It says joins Elon's American Party, so he's actually put a party together. It's called the American Party.
He's proposing to do this, and so I'm hoping he does. I not because I think that it's going to be massively successful, but I think it'll call a lot of attention to the fact that there's a danger in just giving people two choices. I think giving people more choice is good. I personally think at the national level, what this is really going to do is, if you think about it, he's going to attract the type of people that would typically either join the right-leaning libertarians or the Republican Liberty Caucus, people that are actual fiscal budget hawks, people that are more into the individual rights. I would fall into that camp, and so I think that would give a voice. But ultimately, the way it would play out is you would just see in Republican primaries, you would see choices between a liberty-leaning Republican and these authoritarian-leaning Republicans, and I think that would be the choices that you would have. I think that's a good. I think providing those choices is a good.
So they actually put out, so it's an idea at the moment that they haven't established a platform yet. Correct?
That is correct.
Or has they given any idea what that platform might be?
I think the idea is the fact that the inspiration is behind opposition to the big beautiful bill. So if the opposition is on the grounds of government spending, specifically deficit spending, so the idea would be to put fiscal responsibility at the top of this.
You're right, Jared. I'm not, I agree with your point. More choices. I'm going to say this. I think that Elon Musk alone, all that much, like, as Donald Trump alone, obviously has a lot of political sway. When they're together, they're a force to be reckoned with. But I really don't see Elon as a political entity going very far. I would like to hear what
Specifically about Elon, you think Elon's going too far?
Probably have bad service. No, I don't think that Elon. I don't think that Elon has very much political. With Trump, he has quite a bit of political capital, but I think alone, he like 100%, let's say, to like 20%.
No, I think this might be where thinking about this strategically, he doesn't have to create a party that produces a presidential candidate. He doesn't have to produce a candidate that dethrones Trump. That is not what he has to do. All he has to do is put his money behind primary candidates that put pressure on MAGA Republicans, and to just simply say, these are representatives that are committed to be fiscal hawks. And then the way that you would battle that is you would just simply adopt those ideas, and then you would crush it. And then he wins anyways, because if he does this properly, it's going to cause more Republicans to be more fiscally conservative, and then you to some degree, right? You're going to have to go in that direction, because what is going to represent is that not only are you going to have a challenge in the general election from Democrats, but you're going to have challenges in the primary itself. And so if these Republicans, these establishment Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, the any of these fucking people that have proved to be big spenders want to, if they find themselves in a district where they could lose out, the margins are already too thin. The splits in the Senate and the House are too thin. If he could cause 2 or 3 MAGA Republicans to lose, that is a huge fucking thing. That is a big fucking deal. And I think that that's something that Trump should consider. I think that that's something that the Republican Party should consider. And I think Elon Musk is 100% correct about it.
I agree with Doc to some extent that, and you as well, as far as strategy. And whether he's going to definitely kind of pull through those that are frustrated on both sides to be able to write a platform that sounds good, that draws a good percentage of the people in the middle. Because I do believe that both parties have only maybe 30 to 35 strongholds, and the rest are finding maybe a few things or 1 or 2 things that that causes you to vote one way or another. But if you can find those, the right platform to write that people can read, and it kind of falls somewhat in the middle, a little bit more to the right, but can drag some frustrated Democrats as well. 30% is all you need. 30% is really all you need to really get traction, I think.
You're not going to get 30. You're not going to get hardly any Democrats. I don't think you're totally wrong in your statement, but I think that you're not even going to get. If you're even looking at Elon Musk's Twitter right now, you are not a Democrat at this point. I think that yes, he could, as Roger said, strategically with all that money, he could make a splash. I was kind of talking about more of the zeitgeist, like could Elon Musk wrangle enough support within the narrative to kind of make a difference? No, I don't think he could. He's just not, he doesn't fulfill that role. Could with his money.
What I don't get is that, like, the level of like partisan cuckoldry that happens, where like it's like, oh, I'm a real Republican, so I'm super MAGA. Like I don't want to offend anybody, and whatever. We saw the same thing with the Democrats, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I look at Trump as like a narcissistic piece of shit. He's a vessel that can kind of like maybe get done some of the things that I would like to see get done. But he first of all, he's not a fucking conservative. He's barely been a fucking Republican his whole life. With his populist movement, he's changed the Republican Party. And it's so weird to like watch like people that were like actual conservatives change into being like 1990s maybe bluegrass Democrats, but still not even that conservative. I mean, it's the people sticking to the party line. I think that is somewhat toxic, and I don't think it's that fruitful.
Yeah, I think the point